I'll tell you, Army and Navy always roll out the red carpet for us, and it's very much the way a lot of schools who have new coaches have done the same thing. TexAgs.com watching the Jet roll into College Station, and they have captured a national championship winning coach, Jimbo Fisher, moving from Florida State.
If we only had a band. If we only had a band. Oh, wait, there was one of those, too.
There was plenty of those. Jimbo Fisher is now in Aggie land. It's the most high-profile coaching switch in college football. And Jimbo, kind enough to join us now from College Station. Jimbo, congratulations. Thanks a lot. You've had a lot of opportunities. You've had a lot of opportunities in the past, Jimbo, to move. LSU courted you. Other teams have been interested. Why now, and why Texas A&M?
Well, I think, first of all, you know, the relationship I have with Scott Woodward, the athletic director, and now Scott and I go back to our LSU days. So when that flip happened at LSU and got the LSU program back on the map and did the things we had to do, I knew he had the vision as an administrator to see the things we wanted to do. And I think the resources at Texas A&M and the recruiting base. I mean, you have all the ingredients to do it. And I think when your administration can see like you do as far as when you're trying to flip a program and flip it around, I think it's critical. And I have a great relationship there. And I think that the potential out here is unlimited. And I thought it was the right move at the right time.
What's the first week or so on the job been like for you, Jimbo?
A little bit everywhere. We're just, you know, constantly going out. This new signing day has changed everything, because you used to have time to kind of get your feet on the ground, get your staff, do that. You got to do both on the run, because with this new early signing period, you've got to get out and see the kids and make sure you make an impact quickly. So we've been a whirlwind just trying to get out and make sure we make contact with all the recruits.
Jimbo, I think for fans out there, there's been so many coaching changes. I know you're recruiting. But what about the current players? When do you get a chance to evaluate your current roster and meet with these guys, maybe one-on-one? Is that after the whole recruiting thing, or when does that take place?
We're trying to do it during. We you know, had a team meeting, and then we hit the recruiting club, and I'm gradually bringing guys up to the office, gradually, you know, introducing myself, talking to them, talking things in which we want to do, and just to get to know them. And then they're going to have bowl practice, so I'll be able to go out and watch them practice in the bowl game during the day and watch those guys, get to evaluate those guys and just see their personalities and, you know, the characteristics in which they have, and you know, and build a relationship like you would any other time. But the bowl practice is going to be good, and then in the downtime on the weekends when the guys are around, we're trying to spend as much time as we possibly can.
Coach, congratulations. I heard there was a rumor that you reached out to your former quarterback, Deondre Francois, and you didn't get a chance to talk to him. Have you talked to him since then? And if so, what was the conversation like with you and Francois?
No, I haven't, because at the meeting, at the team meeting, when I went to tell him, he was not in that meeting because he was injured and he was not required because it was a game day meeting. He was either rehabbing or had some academic things to work on, because he does a great job in the classroom, so they're getting caught up and get ahead. And so I just left a phone message for him after the meeting when I realized he wasn't in the meeting. And I haven't had a chance. They've been busy, we've been busy, but he was a tremendous young man to recruit and coach, and will have an unbelievable career.
Jimbo, Texas A&M historically has been good to very good. You've been hired to make them great. What's the difference, and what do you need to do?
Well, I think the structure, organization, and I think the belief of being elite. I think putting that mindset and getting them to see the vision in which you have. You either live in circumstance or you live in vision. And once you put the vision out there for these kids to see, and then map out how they have to get there and what they have to do to create the habits in which you have to have championship habits. And, you know, like you say, that's the hardest part of it. I think a lot of people can be successful, but when you go to be a champion, that's why they only crown one, and it's very tough, and there's players everywhere. But you have all the resources, you have the nucleus, and now we have to get the plan and then implement it with the kids and get them to believe in our vision so we all see the same vision.
Jimbo, I'm sure you're all set with Howdy and Gig 'em. Is that Aggie War Hymn? I can't get the Aggie War Hymn out of my head for like 3 weeks after I've been there. Is it playing on repeat, on loop in your head?
It really is. And the thing here is the amount of traditions and the great culture in which is around this university, not just the athletic department, but how the people are and how truly nice they are and how proud they are of their university. It's amazing, and it shows in everything they do daily.
Jimbo, congratulations. Thanks for spending some time with us. We appreciate it.
Great to be with you guys.
All right. That is Jimbo Fisher, new head coach at Texas A&M. Jimbo made an unusual move, which brings us to a C note right here.
Here we go.
Bear's already smiling.
Bear and I did some research yesterday.
That means he knows the answer.
Well, he did. We had to look it up, though, didn't we? We had to work, Bear and I did.
Okay, here we go.
For C note, can you tell me the last national championship winning coach who voluntarily left his school for another college job? left his school directly for another college
Does
job.
Urban Meyer count?
No.
No.
He had a year off. Didn't
Yeah.
leave it for another college job directly.
Yeah,
Kinda.
yeah. Health
Anybody
problems.
got a guess?
You're
No
probably
guess.
going back to
No.
the 70s or 80s, right?
God, I know this.
Yeah, that's the guy. Yep.
It's
That's him.
it's
Yeah,
like
that's him.
40-something years ago, right?
Yeah,
47.
Uh-huh.
Johnny Majors.
Majors.
Johnny Majors
Right on
hit
the
to
tip of my
Tennessee.
tongue, too. Right on the tip of my tongue.
Right. Who got all of these different coaching decisions? In fact, Mario Cristobal is going to be the new coach at Oregon. They hired him on a full-time basis. Tennessee finally got their guy in Jeremy Pruitt. Nebraska with Scott Frost. UCLA with Chip Kelly. Who did the best job? Who was the winner in this coaching carousel?
To me, it was Nebraska hiring Scott Frost because I don't think there's any way, shape. First of all, we talked about Scott Frost being an up-and-coming coach that could have had a litany of jobs, major jobs, all these big-time jobs that he was available for. He goes to Nebraska. So to me, Nebraska wins because if he didn't play at Nebraska, he wasn't going to go back to Nebraska with that current situation where it is. So I think Nebraska wins that search.
I think that's the most exciting of all these, just because can he bring them back?
Yeah.
I mean, it's been since 2000, 2001 since Nebraska was at a national elite level, and you wonder if one of their own guys who won a championship could bring them back. I think A&M hit a home run. I mean, we could say whatever we want about how it was done. Jimbo Fisher, it's proven what kind of leader he is, what kind of offense he runs, the resources, the recruiting base that he has. That's a home run. And I talked earlier that I think Chip Kelly,
Right.
I think he's going to do a great job. I think he's going to bring a kind of an attitude, that chip on the shoulder as a program that UCLA hasn't had for a long time. I mean, when was the last time they really were good? Cade McNown, maybe?
Yeah, maybe
back in
so.
the late 90s.
Yeah.
So
No, you're right about that.
I'm excited to see how that one goes, too.
I like the Dan Mullen hire. You know, he was on the show a week
Great
ago.
fit.
Yeah, great fit. That's just what's important, too. You got to get a guy that's a really good fit. Obviously, when you look at Dan Mullen, he was there coaching before. He knows the landscape. He's familiar with the SEC. He has relationships in the state of Florida. I think that's a fantastic hire for the Florida Gators.